welcome back to
Bunso
Bunso Bites. I am
Bites.
your host, Ami43.
And I have a very deep voice. My name is Chiggy.
Ew, what was that?
It's because I'm sick, so you'll hear this deep, raspy voice.
Yeah. I think both Chig and I got a little bit of a cough situation going on. So if you see in some of the episodes some harsher cuts, we apologize in advance. Um, Thankfully, neither of us have the COVID, so that's a blessing. But we definitely are in recovery of some sort. But, anyways, for today's episode, Chicken and I wanted to kind of do a recap slash current faves and recommendations that we have since the year 2024 is coming to a close and the new year is coming. Well, by the time we post this, it will be the new year already. But just like I said, a recap of our year and the things that we have enjoyed, maybe recommend to you guys, and yeah. So let's get started.
All
Um,
right.
as the year is coming to an end, of course, Chiggy and I have had our favorites as a couple, but we've also had our individual favorites. So, for you, Chiggy, this year, in the year 2024, what has been your favorite game?
Well, in 2024, the only new games that I've played really, I have three, I think.
Okay.
So the first one was The First Descendant,
Mm.
which is a free to download game. It is a third person shooter,
Uh-huh.
and I only played it for about 2 weeks.
Okay.
The second game that I played this year, of course, is Black Ops 6,
Mm-hmm.
which is probably my current favorite,
Yeah.
only because I have friends that I play with, and so it's more fun when you have others to play with.
And you're able to play more regularly because you guys can like meet and play online and
Right. And the other aspect to that is the chat,
yes.
because our conversations are dumb.
Well, they're silly, we'll say.
Yes.
You guys
Um,
like to be silly when you
very
play.
very silly, very R-rated. So
They're fiends. If you haven't seen the other episode, they're fiends.
it's nothing to talk about here on YouTube because
They are fiends.
we will get striked and taken offline.
Oh my goodness. It's not that serious, but they are fiends.
Okay. And then the third game that I've played this year is Chained Together.
Yep.
Um, so out of those three, my favorite would be Black Ops 6.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I think, and that makes the most sense. It's the game that you've played the most.
Correct.
I think you had fun with the other games. Like they had their moments. They had their, especially Chained Together. That was I watched. Uh, Chicky did a recording of the first time they played Chained Together, and when I tell you, I was like rolling on the floor laughing. It was hilarious. Um, so yeah, but I think overall, Black Ops was because it's you guys' go to.
Right,
You
right.
play it the most regularly.
I actually had one more game that I played this year,
Hmm.
but I kind of forgot about it. I played Tekken 8
Oh yes, you did.
for a short
You
time.
finished well, but you finished the whole story, not
Well,
just a
for
short time.
one character.
Yeah.
But
What's his name again?
Kazuya.
Kazu.
But he's my main, and I only played up until maybe the I got into the red ranks in uh in ranked,
Hmm.
but that's nothing good.
No, it's not bad, but you were kind of, and you were even saying with the online play, it wasn't really the best. So even though you were grinding out and you were really trying to get the combos in, um, the way the lag was with the online play, it really wasn't in your favor.
Yeah.
So it got to a point where, don't get me wrong, grinding a game can be frustrating. That's part of the process, but it was particularly frustrating because the lag was. I mean, I would literally see his whole game would pause, and he's in the middle of a combo, and then he just the next frame he's getting KO'd, and it's like, what? Like we,
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do about it though. That's just the server or whatever's going on,
Correct.
or the internet. So it's just kind of like, all right, what can you do?
Yeah. So those were my picks
Yeah,
for my favorite video game. I know you don't play that many video games, but do you have a favorite?
I do. Um, one notable game. Well, I mean, I wouldn't call these like favorite. I guess more than anything, I would recommend these games. Highly recommend Pico Park if
Hmm.
you have friends who don't play video games. Um, Pico Park's hilarious because it's a game that literally anyone can play. It kind of has the same uh learning curve as something like a Stumble Guys or a Fall Guys, where you just it's directional and jump. Like there's literally it's as basic as games can get, and it's just it's a forced communication teamwork game without being like as frustrating as something like the cooking. What's the cooking one?
Overcooked?
Overcooked. Yeah, it's not. It's frustrating, but it's just a simplified version. We played it with people older than us and people younger than us, and like in between, and it was always a fun game. Like we never didn't have never not had fun. That's a double negative. We always had fun every time we played
There you
Pico
go.
Park. Yeah, and so I just highly recommend that game as like a if you don't know what to do or you have like a party and you're kind of like you don't really know how to get people together and someone has I think it's on Steam, but it's definitely on Switch.
Yeah, it's on
Um
Switch.
yeah, so it's really really easy but also really silly. And it was very we were screaming and laughing at each other. Like the kind of like screaming and laughing where like your head starts hurting.
Hmm.
It was that fun. And Chiggy and I played it as well, like even just the two of us, and it was still a lot of fun. Frustrating, frustrating,
Not my fault.
frustrating.
What? It's not my fault.
Very much his fault. He again, he's a fiend.
I'm just waiting for you.
That's not even. That's okay. You should play the game so you can find out what he's talking about. Um. So yeah, Pico Park is a good one, and then another game that we've enjoyed playing is um, I mean like traditionally like we've done Mario Party with my family. That's kind of a fun one, and I've mentioned it in another episode too. I finished the story in Super Mario Odyssey, and that was kind of like a big highlight for me because yeah, defeating the last Bowser was again. It's sad that it's an accomplishment for me, but genuinely, I was so excited um, to beat that game. There was another one I was gonna mention. I just completely forgot about it because
Uh oh.
got distracted. Oh, well, I guess just like honorable mentions to like the Stardew Valleys and the Hello Kitty and Friends of the world.
Okay. Yeah.
We did we started with Stardew Valley, and I very much enjoy the game. Could not get so into it that like I got far into it, but I enjoy like turning it on if I just need something mindlessly to do for an hour. Like I wasn't really pursuing any of the story or the I think you could get relationships and stuff.
Yeah.
I just liked the farming and shopping and like I was doing the very bare minimum of that game. And I just enjoy doing that if I just have an hour to be mindless and the music is really really nice and the sound effects are very like aesthetic. And a spin-off, I mean, or a version of that iteration of that was the Hello Kitty and Friends,
Yeah.
which we downloaded Apple Play for that, if I'm not
Right.
mistaken.
So I had bought a phone. I think at the end of 2023, and I had 3 months to claim a free trial of the gaming
Apple
Apple
Play
Plus,
or
Apple
something,
Play. There you
yeah.
go. And I waited until the end of the 3 months so that it rolled over to 2024,
Yeah.
and so I went ahead and did that because of that game.
Hmm.
So
Well, we
you
were
can play.
just, yeah, we were just in, I was interested in it, and Chiggy was like, well, I have this trial. And it's a fun game. It wasn't something that we ended up like subscribing to Apple Games for in the long term, but it was a fun game to play. Again, it's the same type of style of games of the Stardew Valleys of the world, or or like it's the type of game where you get a mission. Oh, deliver this to so and back and forth.
Yeah.
But it's with your favorite Sanrio characters, and it's done in a very like cute aesthetic style. So that was fun. That was fun while we had it, and we also played that with a couple of our friends too. So a lot of fun. But anyways, from moving on from games, what was your favorite YouTuber or your YouTube channel that you watched this year?
So at the beginning of the year, because we took a trip to California to visit your parents,
Yes, we did.
and at the end of the year of 2023, I distinctly remember getting into watching Alba and Preach.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and I still watch them until today. Still trying to watch all of their backlog because I've
Did you find them this year, or have you followed them for a while?
no I found them last year,
Okay.
but I didn't really get into watching all their stuff until this year
I see. I see.
because I'd watched maybe a video or two from last year, but I think it had it on autoplay this year.
Yes, you
Yeah.
did.
Um, they were one that I watched this year. Another recommendation, um, only because I work in an office setting, and
Mhm.
so it's very, very quiet in the office, and
Yeah.
so I need something to play,
Mhm.
in the background. So I watch Asmongold now.
Mhm.
Um, he's like he was a World of Warcraft streamer,
Mhm. Mhm.
and he made YouTube videos as well. Now he just does uh reactionary videos.
Content. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but he does a lot of stuff. So it's just like he streams on Twitch, and then his Twitch video becomes a YouTube video, which he cuts up.
Right. Right. Right.
Right. So he has plenty of videos, just nonstop content.
He's his content. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on that grind.
And I know you follow a lot of people because you always have a video to watch. So what are your recommendations?
Well, so it depends. I'm a I do not watch a lot of TV, like traditional TV. I don't. We don't do Netflix. We don't. Sometimes we'll watch. I say sometimes we'll watch a K drama. We haven't watched a K drama in
In a while.
5 years. Like so we don't watch a lot of traditional media. That being said, I recently did get Amazon Prime, and I recently did get we've gotten Paramount, and so that may change in this coming year. But I've been a YouTube diehard for a while, and
Hmm.
so I just find the content that I like. So category wise, anything dealing food channel recommendation, highly recommend Sorted Food. They're my favorite British boys who just talk about food. They're very likable, they're family friendly. They are constantly evolving and changing their content in a way that I don't it's amazing because they've been on YouTube for years. Like they're the era of like the Grace Helbigs and Mamrie Hearts of the world, and they're still going strong. So that's what I mean by I've been a YouTube diehard. Like I've been fans of these guys for a while. Um, Dealing with a newer type of content that I fell into kind of the end of last year and a lot more this year is the silent vlogs. So it's typically an Asian female who goes about her day,
Hmm.
and there's like soft piano music playing in the background, and there's captions at the bottom explaining what she's doing. Normally it's a lot of cooking, cleaning, maybe some shopping, just very simple day-to-day life style vlogs. That was Chiggy knows that's like my Saturday morning. That's my Saturday morning or like my weekend content because I helps to unwind. It's a very low pressure, low anxiety, like nothing scary, nothing. It's just the most like zen thing you can watch. Some people have like I've read comments before where some people are like, "This is weird because there's nothing's being said," but I equate that to listening to like hours of lo-fi or listening to. It's just nice to have on, and if you pay attention, then you can read the captions. But if you're not paying attention, you just have it on in the background. It's just nice background noise. Um, I watch a lot of craft channels. I haven't found anyone new, I don't think, in 2024. I follow a lot of I follow a lot of sewing tutorials online, but again, it is I feel bad. I should probably like know their name, but they're all Asian, and so sometimes the names are in Japanese or Korean, and so I don't know what their name is, but I follow them. And again, it's the there's no talking, no nothing. It's just music and captions. And those are my favorite kinds of tutorials because then I don't feel the pressure of someone telling me like you have to do this. It's just I can just read it and figure it out. So yeah, a variety of things. Those would be my ones that I have on repeat or like that I watch regularly. Am I missing? Oh, gaming fur, fur underscore. Love fur. I love him so much. He's hands down my favorite gaming YouTuber, streamer, whatever you want to call him, content creator. He's so quiet and zen and does not stress me out. He doesn't scream. There's no there's nothing that makes my heart rate go up when I watch Fur, which is really fun.
Hmm.
And on top of that, he's just a immensely talented uh gamer. Sometimes he will do things and I'm like, whoa, that's like you just know. You're just like, and he does it so chill and so calm. Um, but yeah, shout out to her underscore. He's the best. He's the best gamer, I think. But yeah, that's those are my YouTubers. I think I kind of went ahead, but the next one was streamers. Do you have any favorite streamers? Again, mine would be fur underscore, but do you have any additional?
Um, I mean, lately I don't really get to catch any live streams,
Uh huh.
so I wouldn't have a pick for a streamer.
Okay.
Um, I would go back all the way to 2022
Okay.
for a favorite streamer. That's when I used to catch a lot of live Twitch streams. And there's a Pokemon ripping channel that I used to follow
Okay.
called Brotherhood Gaming NY.
Oh
So
yeah.
that was the first uh, live Pokemon ripping streamer that I followed when I got back into to collect Pokemon cards.
For context, Chiggy means Pokemon card
Yes,
openings.
Pokemon pack openings.
Yeah. You were saying Pokemon ripping, and so I don't think everyone knew. That's I sorry.
Hmm.
Wanted to say. Yeah, I do remember, but we used to watch them a lot. Hmm.
Yeah. I used to have them on just randomly, um, watching their live stream, and then they would stream multiple times a day because they had more than one person streaming on that channel. At
Mm.
some points, they had up to four people that they could switch around to stream on,
Mhm.
which was pretty cool because there would be a morning stream, sometimes an afternoon stream, and then a, definitely a late night stream.
Mm. Mhm.
So uh, those were the only ones I used to really, really follow.
Mhm.
But nowadays, I don't really get to follow live streams.
Yeah. Um, I just thought of another stream, or well, I say streamer, but it's him and friends. Like it's the group of them.
Hmm.
Which is Alpharad and his group of friends.
Right.
So I'm a big I've been for a while a Jaden Animations fan, and through Jaden Animations, also just kind of through PokeTubers and like similar content, I fell into Alpharad's content, and he this year established a channel called Wildcard, which is
Right.
him and his friends playing different games, and so the group of them, kind of generally speaking, I'm a general fan of majority of them. And one of the things that I love watching this past year has been Mungie Mondays.
Right. So I think the only live streams that I catch this year would be uh, either Fur or Alpha Red streaming Monkey Mondays.
Mhm.
So I think you would take the cake on that one for me.
Yeah. Also for context, Mungie Mondays is Among Us, the
Modded.
yeah, modded Among Us specifically, and they play out of their brains, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of silly. It's a lot of I don't know. It's something we enjoy. It's
Hmm.
something that we turn on because it comes on every Monday night. So it's like a while we're cooking dinner, while we eat dinner type of thing. Um, and yeah, I love Mungie Mondays. They had their last Mungie Monday. What was it? What how many ever weeks ago? And I remember thinking, I was like, oh, I won't be able to see it until 2025.
Oh God.
And they've changed it. They used to do it every Monday. Now they do it every other Monday, which is completely understandable. I mean, they're all in their own right content creators, so trying to do something every week is a lot. So doing it every other week, I think, is
Yeah, and
fair.
hats off to them because just trying to get a group of friends together to do any one thing together does take a lot of cooperation and coordination.
Mhm.
So for them to have at least 8 to 13 people on every other week is
Mm.
something to commend.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure. And yeah, that's and we've also caught the occasional uh Super Mario Odyssey hide and seek stream as well. But again,
Mm-hmm.
those are because I follow Fur, and so that's the Smant CJ for Grand Pooh Bear crew, and they play modded Super Mario Odyssey, and those are fun streams to catch also. Normally we watch the replays because a lot of them are West Coast time and we are not, so
Yeah,
we'll normally catch the replays on those again, just like YouTube VODs. But see, this is why YouTube is so great. Like it
yeah.
doesn't I don't ever have to I can just rewatch it and it's fine. But anyways, all that being said, a lot of content that we recommend, and a lot of content creators that we recommend. But the next one on our list, do you have any podcasts that you have listened to, or that you would recommend, or that you enjoyed this past year?
So I would recommend uh, one that I used to listen to when I first started working at the office.
Mm-hmm.
It would be the Steve Harvey podcast.
Oh, okay.
Um, he's done a bunch of stuff, um, and his career spans over so many years.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching him back during the I think it was called the Steve Harvey Show, where
Yeah,
it was
he
him
hit the
and
Steve.
Cedric the Entertainer,
Yes.
and they were teachers.
Oh,
That
wait,
one?
nope. Are you talking about the Steve Harvey Show? Is his talk show where he
Okay.
like came in front of the audience? I
Well,
thought that's what you were
yeah,
talking
I'm talking about the one where him and Cedric the Entertainer are teachers.
about. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and um, then he went on to do other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, of course, the talk show,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then he also has a podcast. Um,
I didn't actually know that he had a podcast.
yeah, he has a podcast. Um, and I got into that so much that I would be watching it at work, and I didn't know at that time when I first started working there that I wasn't able to watch YouTube videos on the computer.
Oh, okay.
And so I'd have it up, but it would be like a minimized program,
Window. Uh huh.
and it'd just be playing in the background when I had a headset on.
Okay.
And later down on the line, uh, one of my coworkers were like, you can't do that. I'm like, no one said anything to me about it yet,
Yeah.
and we were just like, oh well, you know, if you get caught, just be like, yeah, no one ever told me. So
Right.
thankfully, I never did get caught. Um,
Well,
so
if
I
no
never
one
had to
told you,
have
but
that
yeah,
talk.
yeah, you wouldn't have known.
Yeah, but supposedly it was like an onboarding thing that I was supposed to know day one,
Mm.
but of course, I never got that.
Onboarding is, yeah. Someone who works in HR, trust.
Right,
Onboarding never goes the way you think it's going to go.
right. Um, but another one that I would probably recommend, and of course he's like the number one podcaster, Joe Rogan. Um,
Mm.
dude, his podcasts are so long. It's at least minimum 2 hours,
Yeah.
and he does one every week, and it's like he's what up to what 2,000 plus.
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, I'm telling you, he has up to 2,000 plus
Yeah.
episodes already. So he's done it for quite some time, um, and he's probably the reason why I wanted to start a podcast as well,
Yeah.
just because I need help in articulating myself. And so I know the reason why he started to do a podcast was because he just wanted to talk.
Yeah.
So hopefully this helps me in opening up
I think so.
and sharing my ideas to the world. Woohoo!
Yeah. I will say, I mean, to each their own, obviously, but I personally don't and have not listened to Joe Rogan podcast. I've
Hmm.
seen clips, like I'm not immune. Internet's the internet. But I've also heard a lot of things about how he has brought up and talks about controversial content, or like he says things that are just not true. Um, so I guess listen, but do your own research. Like, don't be. One of the things that I hear a lot about the Joe Rogan podcast is that he influences a lot of people with incorrect information. So just whatever information, whether it's Joe Rogan's podcast or any podcast, including this one, take everything with a grain of salt. Do your own research, make your own decisions. I guess that would kind of just be my caveat to that. Again, as someone who doesn't listen, this is just, but I've seen all the controversies and all the stuff because I am an internet head. So it's kind of just one of those things that it's just like, oh, okay, to each their own. But at the same time, just don't be swayed just because someone on the internet says something.
Right, right. And just to be fair, like whenever I am looking for something to listen to,
Yeah,
that's when I'd go to like find Joe Rogan's podcast.
yeah.
It's not something that like I listen to religiously and be like,
Mm,
oh my gosh, everything that he says or the topics that he covers is correct.
yeah.
It's just something that I like to listen to only because he dives into a lot of different things.
He does. He
Yeah,
does. And I've seen him have very like distinguished guests. Like I said, I've seen clips. I mean, he's had everyone from like Neil deGrasse Tyson. Is that
yeah,
it? Okay. And from people like that, I think he's had other doctors or different like types of doctors too, not just like traditional doctors. And so I can appreciate the fact that he himself is one to, like you said, I think he really likes to talk, and so he likes to talk to people who are interested. Yeah, so all that being said, those are really good podcast recommendations. Um for mine are really simple because again, I'm a big YouTube head. My podcast recommendations are YouTube or well, they're not YouTube centric, but they are from YouTubers. It's uh pretty basic with Remy and Alicia, and Wild Till 9 with Lauren and Jeremy. And uh, they're just fun to listen to, easy to listen to podcasts. They talk about things that I guess are pertinent to millennials, which is why I enjoy listening to it. So if you're around our age, maybe you'll enjoy it too. Pretty simple. I don't have anything groundbreaking. I used to
mhm,
listen to really cool podcasts. I don't anymore because I just kind of YouTube everything now, which makes me more boring, I guess. Nah, I'm not. Okay, so what has been in 2024? What's been your favorite movie, Chicky?
well, I don't watch that many movies to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So the only movie that we did watch together was
Oh, that we watched together. Yeah.
Wish,
Yep.
and somewhere on this set, I have a plushie.
Oh, it's behind me.
You have it?
Yeah.
Can you show it?
I don't want it to fall. I don't want everyone else to fall. Okay.
Star.
Far from Wish.
Um, but yeah, it's the only movie I watched. It's a was it Disney Pixar
It's Disney.
Disney?
Yep.
It's a Disney movie. Um, I don't want to say this, but I did tear up for
Oh.
whatever reason.
Oh, what part? I didn't know that.
We're not gonna get into that.
What? No, that's the best part. Where'd you cry?
Nope. I'm not getting
Where did
into
you
it.
cry? Tell
I'm
me.
not getting into it. But yeah, seeing Star in that movie, just like flipping around and being all cute,
Mm.
I was like, I love
Oh,
you.
yes. Yes. And so we ended up getting Star, not at Disneyland, which we could have,
Yeah,
but he ended up ordering it. It's the same, but still,
yeah.
he
So the
could have.
reason behind that was because I didn't want to get Star in at the Disney park and then hold on to it the entire day, plus carry it with me through TSA and then onto the plane and all that. So I ordered it off of the Disney store
Hmm.
online.
I feel like it would have been nicer to get it at the park, but that's just
It's
me.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I know you still hold a grudge over that, but whatever.
It's not a grudge. I'm just like, we could have got it at the park, and it would have been like, it would have like solidified the memory of
No,
we
no,
watched the movie and then we went to the park and
no.
okay.
Anyways, I don't know what other movies uh, we watched together because I believe that's the only one. But what would be your movie pick?
Wicked.
All right, you did watch movies without
So okay,
me.
for context, there in our relationship, we have had times where there are movies that I want to watch because of reasons, whether because I really follow the story or I really like the actor or whatever it is. And I have asked Chiggy to come with me to these movies. He doesn't always enjoy himself. And since the price of movies has gone up in a lot of ways, it has become more common recently, like in the last couple of, and by recently I mean since COVID we really just haven't been going to the movie theater. Like it's really rare. However, I have gone to the movie theater a couple of times without Chiggy because more often than not, Chiggy was not is not one to watch Wicked. That being said, I'm hoping to have him watch it soon because it is a very, very good movie. Outside of it being, um, outside of it being, musical theater or whatever, I'm a big musical theater kid, and so it was a big deal for me. I watched it with another fellow musical theater. Oh, hello. Told you. When we take one off the set, it's gonna everything will start to tumble down.
He just wanted to cuddle.
Okay. Yeah. He's hanging out. Oh, okay. Is he fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, um, so yeah, I never. I'm gonna be honest. I never saw the Broadway musical in person. In high school, I studied the script. I studied the text of the book that it's based off of. So I know the technicals of it. I've listened to clips of like the original Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel performances because I was an art kid, so I did all that. But seeing the movie, seeing it as it is, with the movie, it was really really great. Big fan of Cynthia Erivo, and I think Ariana Grande did a pretty good job. She she worked hard to be the character and not be Ariana Grande as a character, I think. And overall, the movie was just really, really good. John Chu, I think, is the director. He did an impeccable job of bringing the world of Oz to life. All that being said, as much as I said, Chiggy hasn't seen it, I am hopeful that when it comes onto streaming or whatever, we'll find a time to watch it together because I really do think that you'll enjoy it. It is just a generally very good movie. So, and Wicked Part Two. I don't know if they're calling it Wicked Part Two. If they're calling it, they said it might be called Wicked for Good. I don't know. That's coming out later this year, so maybe that'll be in the 2025 recap. Who knows? I hope so. I hope the second part is as good. I can't imagine it being worse, so it's just kind of like I'm excited for that. I can't believe I have to wait a whole year, but it comes out I think November or December of this year. So hopefully, yeah. I hope you will take the time to watch it. It's really good.
Um, I would probably find a uh, pirated version of it, but
I'm pretty sure it's on a streaming platform. Like I'm pretty sure they're gonna release it on like Prime or something, and you can watch it
okay. When that happens, let me know.
there. Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. And last but not least, just a few of our own individual recommendations. So these are recommendations that don't necessarily cross over from us, but just from us individually. I'll start because mine are really, really short. Two recommendations, two beauty recommendations, I guess you would say. The Shiseido eyelash curler, life changing. It fits my eyes, and I don't pinch my eyelid every time I curl my lashes. Best thing ever. I don't know why it's different. Don't know why they have to charge an arm and a leg for it because it's an eyelash curler, but pay for it once and it works. And my second recommendation are face wash scrunchies, which are like towel scrunchies that you put on your wrist. So when you wash your face, the water doesn't run down your hand into like your sleeves or whatever. It just stops at your wrist. and then you can toss those guys into the washer like after every other use or whatever, depending on how dirty you make them. But they're the best. Like I make significantly less mess, around the sink area whenever I wash my face and I use them, and they're just you can literally buy a 6 or a 10 pack on Amazon for less than $10. I'm sure you can get them even cheaper if you wait for a sale, but just get really nice. I received mine as a gift last holiday season. Use them nonstop. Love them so much.
And for me, since I recently just got Paramount Plus, um, I started watching Jersey Shore Family Vacation. Um,
Yeah.
like back when I was in college, Jersey Shore was like the thing. So I watched all of Jersey Shore, the original airing of that. And I didn't know they had a second or a spin off of Jersey Shore.
Hmm.
And so I'm catching that now. I just ended the second season.
When did this air?
This aired in like 2018,
Wow. Okay. Okay.
2017, 2018, I think. Um, yeah, season two, a lot of twists and turns, things that I never expected,
Hmm.
and you know, cried a bit at work watching it.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, it had some good stuff in there. Um, but yeah, I think there's 5 seasons right now.
Okay.
Um, and so I just started the third season, and hopefully I'll have it done by like next week or something.
Wow.
So that'd be my pick. Another random pick, only because I collect Pokemon cards.
Mm.
Check out tcgplayer.com. You can find out all the cards of the modern sets. You can buy singles, packs, booster boxes, whatever.
Mhm.
You can search it up, and then it'll tell you, if they have it in stock or not. Different prices. They'll tell you the market value, which is what's usually used for is finding the market value of current cards. Um, but yeah, I had a couple inquiries about, you know, what's the hit in the set or whatever, and I'm just like, go check TCG Player. So
It's a good resource.
yes, it's a very good resource. So those would be my two picks.
Okay. And just as a general 2024 recap, as we're wrapping up the episode, do you have any favorite or standout memories in the year 2024?
You first.
Me first. Okay. One of my standout memories was this was the first time I visited my parents more recently. So we did visit my parents together as a couple at the beginning of this year. But in the month of November, I went to go visit my parents again. And it was the first time in my life where I treated my mom to a full manicure, pedicure, like a full everything, the works, the gel, the design, the gem, whatever she wanted. Got her the spa pedicure with the whatever wax healing stuff. I don't know. Gave her the full works, and I paid for it.
Very
That
nice.
was, yeah, that I wanted, I could not, if I could bottle that moment. It felt really, really good to be able to do that for my mom, who her whole life has done nothing but like work her butt off to make sure my brother and I are okay.
Hmm.
And I'm so glad that I'm at a point where I can give something nice to her, like something genuinely nice to
Right.
her. Love that so much. And another moment was we had a we had an event where people in our community put together like a concert of sorts, and I was very fortunate to be able to perform in one of the numbers, and I got to perform with the kids,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of things happen, which if you've ever done project management, if you've ever hosted anything, things will go awry. Things are bound to go awry, and post show, a lot of things went awry. However, in that moment when I was on the stage with the kids, I had worked with the kids. We did choreography and singing and dancing, and it was so much fun. And I again kind of one of those like I wish I could bottle this moment and just have it. Uh, I don't know. I don't. It felt very selfish for me because I was just having fun. Like I was having the time of my life expressing myself and with these kids that I take care of and I love and I cherish them, and they worked so hard to put the number together, and so it was so rewarding to see it come together in that light. Again, it wasn't perfect. It was never going to be perfect, but just that moment of joy. I don't get the opportunity to perform very often, so being able to have that was very um, it felt really nice. It felt really nice that I was asked, and it felt really nice that I had an opportunity to do it with the kids because I
Yes.
love being with the kids.
And I had a lot of people come up to me after that performance and you know telling me that you did such a good job at it. You're not one to be out there in the open and be very extroverted, but in that one performance, you were shining bright.
Oh,
So,
you.
um, kudos to you in that one. Um,
I also get to wear princess dress.
yes,
I
yes.
love
I
wearing
think that's the
princess
other thing that
dresses.
you love doing too.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. So what about you, Chicky? What are some standout moments from 2024 that you want to recap?
So for me, personally, uh, my memory from 2024 would be my first sale on eBay. Um,
Yeah.
I've sold on TCG Player before,
Mhm.
and I've sold Pokemon TCG code cards,
Mhm.
and they were like what 2 to 5 cents a card, but I'd sell at least like 60 to 100 per purchase.
Mhm.
So those were like a couple of dollars.
Yeah.
Um, and then I've sold a pack of uh, sleeves as well on TCG Player.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
It
Yeah.
wasn't more than $10, so that was a plus as well. However, my first eBay sale was close to $100.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, um, also, I had just posted the listing not more than 30 minutes ago, and I got a notification that it sold,
Mhm.
and so that's why I was freaking out. And then you came in the door, and you're like, "What's wrong?" I'm
He was
just
frozen. He couldn't
like,
he couldn't contemplate anything. He was like, "What do I do? What do I do?" And I was like, "Breathe." Like normally I'm the one that's very panicky, but he was so it was like a moment of like genuine. You were so taken aback. You were so surprised, and it was a big deal because it was a big sale, and
yeah,
so we were able to coordinate with the buyer to get, okay, well, we're going to ship it, the next day. And this is, I'll send you tracking. And everything worked out really,
yes,
really well.
it did. And so my hope for this year was that I continue to grow that eBay business, continue to make more sales,
Hmm.
and hopefully the income that I generate from that business can be used towards other good stuff.
So, to put the question to you guys, what has been your favorites of 2024? And did you guys have any impactful or amazing memories and moments? Let us know in the comments down below. We love to read them. We'd also love to read your recommendations, so maybe we can check them out in 2025. So, Happy New Year's to our Bunso Bite listeners, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.